we are afraid to let our children out in the society because what will happen to them? Why have we created a human society where a child is in danger, a woman is in danger, if we don't craft societies which are nurturing for a human being? Employment and enslavement come from the same source. Because what's happening in your mind is your dream. If you cannot even conduct that the way you want and switch it off when you want, everything that you do, you will goof.
So we already had our warm-up, but we won't show off yet. We didn't want to show it off. No, don't tell them. It's for later. We did a little choreography. Oh, that's me. I think that was you. Yeah, we did a little warm-up, so we had a little dance. You know, I'm a choreographer and dancer. And I'm really blessed, and I think we're all very humbled to have you here in the heart of Berlin. Is that right? Sadhguru, you are talking to thousands of people, sharing awareness on how we are consciously and unconsciously degrading our soil. Why is this so important to you? Is this a political matter?
Why is it so important? Soil being the basis of life is not my making. It's always been so. How come we have the senselessness to destroy that which is the very basis of our existence? There are many people who are thinking they will go to heaven. And that different people have their own different heavens to go to, you know. Hindus go to their own heaven, Muslims go to their own heaven, Christians go to their own heaven. Everybody's got their own private heavens going, but all of us come from the same soil. We eat of the same soil. When we die, we don't know which heaven you go to, but we know this body goes back to the same soil. And we have the temerity and steeped in ignorance that we can go about colossal destruction of our soil to a point. Today we are talking about soil extinction, not degeneration, extinction. So how does soil become extinct? Well, the video was saying that a little bit, to put it in context. Soil is the most complex living system on the… not on just the planet, in the universe that we know of. Nowhere in the universe that we know is there a material which is such a complex living system. It's magical, actually. What you call as mud becomes food, isn't that magic?
It is.
It's really magical because even if you sow death, it sprouts life. There is no other place like this in the universe that we know, not just on one planet. Even our evolutionary development is just a consequence of what is happening in the first 15 to 18 inches of soil.
Okay.
This 15 to 18 inches of soil is the basis of 87% of life on the planet. 87.
87%.
Including you and me. So, how come we can not pay attention to it? Now I am being asked, why are you paying attention to it? Do you have some political aspirations? If I had political aspirations, I would have spoken about the heavens. Because that's how people win elections, by promising heaven.
Yeah.
Soil, one journalist in UK, in London, was asking me, Sadhguru, why something so unglamorous as soil? Nothing, you know, nothing romantic about it. Why did you pick up this soil?
It doesn't sparkle.
Because who you are right now, everything that you are right now, is only a consequence of what is happening in the soil if we do not understand this in its full context. Today you know that the food that you eat, if you need to digest, there needs to be what is called as gut microbiome.
And if that doesn't function, we have a problem.
So, 60% of your body is microbes, only 40% has genetic memory of your parentage. So next time your mother tries to say too many things, you tell her you are only 20%.
Perfect, thank you. That will help.
So, the same… because this is just a reflection of what's happening in the soil.
Yeah.
The plants cannot take the nutrients from the soil unless the microbes sell it to them. I'm saying sell it to them because unless the plants give them the carbon sugars, they will not sell the nutrients to them.
Okay.
It's a very sophisticated and complex marketplace down there. And today we are all here, there are many aspects to it, but one simple way of looking at it is, scientists say approximately 1 billion years ago, one very smart algae or fungi found a way to cook its food with the perpetual energy of the sun. You know, it is said some few thousand years ago, maybe 30,000–40,000 years ago or 100,000 years ago, some caveman, they never attributed it to a woman. See, look at this, because men were always good cooks, you know.
No, I don't think so. I think they were good in finding some meat.
It's a caveman. It's a caveman who found the fire. Anyway, man or woman, found the fire.
Equal. Together,
Just…
in harmony.
Just little dancing with you. So, that smart person, man or woman, who found the fire and learnt that we could cook our food with fire, we must all pay our tribute to that person, isn't it? Today we are eating the variety of food that we're eating because we learned how to cook. So similarly, one very smart fungi or algae found a way of cooking its food using sun's energy, and it started developing a phenomena that we today call as photosynthesis.
Say that again?
Photosynthesis.
Photosynthesis.
Yeah. At that time, the atmospheric oxygen content in our atmosphere was a shade over 1%. Today it is 21%. Only because of that, you and me exist and every other complex life form exists. So just to… simple way of understanding this, 1,000 years ago, how much photosynthesis was happening on this planet, and today how much photosynthesis is happening, I will let all of you take a guess at it. How much do you think has dropped? Just make a guess, I know nobody has.
Schreit rein.
30%.
85%.
How much?
85% drop.
Oh,
Because never before lands have been bare as it is today in the history of this planet. Always there has been a green leaf. A green leaf is a phenomena which is using the perpetual energy of the sun, capturing carbon from the atmosphere, letting out oxygen there, and exchanging it for nutrients in the soil. So the carbon sugars that come down to the microbes, well, if it goes through 3 different species of microbes, then that carbon stays in the soil for over 1,000 years, you can't take it out. But now, without microbial activity, if you plow it and leave, the earth itself is emitting both methane and carbon dioxide in huge quantities. Everybody can measure how much carbon dioxide or monoxide comes out of a chimney or out of an exhaust pipe of a car or whatever, but you can't measure how much is coming out of it. By conservative estimates, 40% of the global warming and climate change is because of plowed soils. It's either plowed or paved, this is the problem we have. The soil is either plowed and left open, because today modern machines are plowing 12 to 14 inches deep, and most of the life is between 12 to 15 inches, and you leave it open and it's screaming.
And it's not enough, right?
Yes.
So we need shade over
If
our
we-
fields. That would be good.
There's a lot of talk about climate change in Germany, UK,
Europe.
America, everywhere, everybody's talking a lot. If they need to understand what is climate change, you must come to India. We'll make you stand in the really hot South Indian sun for 2 hours and then let you into the shade of a tree.
Maybe we broke down before.
No.
It's too
If you
hot.
come into the shade of a tree, then you understand what is climate change. Beneath the tree, always it's somewhere around 4 degrees less than outside.
It's much cooler.
So this is what every life is expecting, especially the microbial life needs shade and exchange of carbon sugars. If the plants are not there, there is nothing to provide them the food.
Yeah.
If the food is not there, then they die.
How you explain it, I can visualize it, I can see it, but we are not taught all this.
Well, I was talking to some of the top scientists in Rome because all these UN agencies are based in Rome, World Food Programme and Food and Agricultural Organization. Some of the best scientists in the world are there.
Did they get it?
I'll tell you, I was talking to them and I said, see, please you must excuse me, you must pardon me because your lifetime's work, you have invested your lives studying soil and you have done so much work, but I'm going to make it not simple, I'm going to make it simplistic. I hope you don't mind. They stood up in one voice and said, Sadhguru, simplistic is the way forward. We have reams and reams of research that even in the universities nobody is reading it. There are thousands and thousands of pages of research on every aspect of soil. Nobody ever read it.
And nobody breaks it down but you now.
So because I am not a scientist, I am definitely not an ecologist because I think it's obscene to be an ecologist because we are the ecology. Somehow we place ourselves above everything, as if we landed from somewhere else. When will we get this, that we are of this earth, we are of this soil? Will we get it now and make a difference, or will we get it when we're buried? That's the only choice we have.
That was my question way back here.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'll come to burial later then.
It doesn't matter. I love to hear you talk because it does help to just see what is happening and what we are not understanding, or if we understand it. Most likely it's more consciously, and a lot of things I think it's unconsciously. And that is very hard to change something if you're doing it unconsciously.
No, the problem is this. Then people are asking me, Sadhguru, when did you become an ecologist? How do you know all this? I said, I've lived on this planet for 6.5 decades. And I know how life works because I've lived on this and I'm alive. Hello, are you?
Alive.
Are you alive? Yes. If you're alive, how come you don't know how it works? Why should you read a book? So I said, they said, we also lived on this planet, how come we don't know? I said, no, you did not live on this planet, you are living in your head all the time. Your thoughts and emotions have become more important in the cosmos, isn't it?
Than everything
Hello?
else, yeah.
Then everything else in the universe, your silly thoughts and emotions have become so very important. I have nothing here, so I live on this planet. Where else do I go? So I am like a worm. Yes. A worm knows about the immediate surroundings of his existence, which is soil, better than any soil scientist, because he lives there.
And he looks around.
He just feels it. If you walk on the land, you should feel what is happening there.
Yeah.
But nobody has any experience of life. They got only thoughts, emotions, ideas, opinions, philosophies, ideologies, prejudices.
Phew, a lot. Quite a lot. What is it that every one of us can do to support change in the way we manage soil? Oftentimes people talk about education, like you just said, about topics on shining on light on crisis like this, but only education won't bring us further.
Education is not the answer.
Exactly.
Education is the distance between you and the soil.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is.
It is, I believe you.
Because once you get educated, unfortunately, your thought becomes more supreme than the universe. See, today sun came up on time, maybe many people did not see, but it came up on time, I was riding. So sun came up on time, planet is spinning properly today. Did you know this? And all the other planets are keeping to their traffic lanes, nobody is clashing with us. And in the entire universe, these billions of stars and planets and everything, all of them on track, everything is going well. But you just have one little nasty thought in your head and you think it's a bad day.
Yeah.
I'm saying you lost perspective of who you are. You're a blimp on this planet, you come and go. Countless number of people like you have come and gone. Where are they? All are topsoil.
In soil.
You and me also will be topsoil unless your friends choose to bury you real deep, fearing you may rise from the dead, you know.
Stop. So, actually this is
there
like
are such problems. You don't know, this happened. Can I tell a joke?
Please, please.
They're all looking very serious, I'm scared.
Yeah, they're very serious. Stop being serious.
No, they're just masked, I think, we can't see them.
Because it's a serious topic.
Yeah, so this happened. There was a couple in Texas. It was their dream to go to Jerusalem, which was the Holy Land.
Holy.
So they wanted to go from a young age, but marriage, honeymoon happened.
Money.
Then children happened, then money happened, and children, and then grandchildren happened.
Oh.
Like this it went on. Now they were over 75 years of age. At last they got an opportunity. Things that you really want to do, you normally do after you're 75 or 80 when you're… okay? So they went to the Holy Land. They landed there, Jerusalem, every cobblestone is speaking history, reeking of history. So they walked, oh, Jesus walked on the street, this happened, that happened, he walked upon the water, how did he do it? Everything. Oh, in all this excitement, unfortunately, the lady had a heart attack and she died.
No way. Oh, God.
Yeah, that happens. What do you mean, no way?
Yeah, I thought it's a funny story. This is not funny.
It's not funny. So, then the lady died. Then the local people came and said, see, it's the right thing what she has done. She died in the Holy Land, all right? Not in Texas, in the Holy Land. And because the rituals have to be done, to facilitate the heavenward journey, they said, see, normally it costs $24,000, but because you're an American person and you just lost your wife, we don't want to burden you, $18,000.
Oh.
We will do all the rituals. The man thought about it and he said, no, I will take her back to Texas. They said, it doesn't make sense because transporting a dead body in the airplane, that itself costs you about $32,000. Plus local charges in Texas, it's too much. 18,000, let's do it. He said, no, I'm taking her back to Texas. Then said, come on, this doesn't make sense. No, you're too distressed. You're not able to think straight. All right, $12,000, let's do it. He thought about it and said, no, I'll take her back to Texas. He said, see, they said, this doesn't make sense, why are you doing this? $32,000 for the transportation, then there, all those charges. Why are you burdening yourself like this? See, we can understand this. 45 years of marriage and now you lost her, so you can't think straight. All right, $6,000, let's do it. Super discount for you because you're a Texan. This is a haggling place. Then he thought about it and he said, no, I'll take her back to Texas. They threw up their hands and said, what is this? It doesn't make any sense. Why are you doing this? He said, in Texas, dead stay dead.
Jeez. Okay. You are something else. So you got the joke, everybody, yeah? So this is like a pandemic, right? A soil pandemic.
It is… soil pandemic is causing malnutrition pandemic,
Yeah,
mental health pandemic.
mental health.
See, when we say a pandemic, what it means is, right now, unfortunately, all your beautiful faces have to be masked because there is a pandemic. What a pandemic means is, just by sitting here, you're susceptible to something. So when we say a nutritional pandemic, it's all over the place. You know, I was driving in Los Angeles, then I see a 15-floor tall hoarding, okay, full building-sized hoarding. The hoarding says, "My favorite pharmacy." I thought, oh, when did the pharmacy become a favorite place to go to? Maybe then the next thing is I was just looking, maybe there is somewhere my favorite hospital, maybe somewhere my favorite cemetery.
You never know.
These are places you go only when it's inevitable.
Yeah.
Huh? This is not a place you're choosing to go. Hello? Favorite place means you choose to go. My favorite restaurant, you can say. My favorite pharmacy, my favorite hospital, my favorite cemetery is not a good direction.
No, it's not a good direction.
But this is happening.
It's happening right now.
Because people have realized the food that they're eating, there is not enough nourishment. They are going there not to buy prescription medications. There are… United States especially, I'm sure it's everywhere, but especially in United States, particularly in California, there are all kinds of concoctions, okay, of nutrients in capsules.
Yes.
So everybody, healthy people are taking 20, 30 tablets per day because nutritional deficiencies are affecting life to that extent. Now we're talking about the most affluent nation on the planet. We are not talking about a poor nation somewhere in Asia, Africa or South America. We're talking about the most affluent nation. Why is the most affluent nation having nutritional deficiencies? Because affluence means why an individual person or a nation or a society seeks affluence is, at first stage, choice of nourishment.
Exactly.
Second stage, choice of lifestyle. Choice of nourishment, choice of lifestyle, you have it in abundance, but you are facing serious nutritional challenges. And there is enough study right now to show a whole lot of psychological ailments that people are suffering are mainly contributed because of lack of nourishment in the food that we eat.
Very much, because there's a lot missing
this
in the food.
excess nourishment they're taking in the pills, we don't know what else it is causing.
Yes, and even doctors will tell you to take it. Where for me, as I used to do track and field, for us, our trainer always told us not to take it.
Don't talk about the drugs that you took.
No, they said don't take it, like do not. So for me, it's very strange when people who look quite fit take all these pills.
Yeah.
Because I guess you can try to put it in your body in a different way. But we get used to stuff.
These days there are studies about the consequences of that kind of nutritional supplements where a large part of micronutrients are coming from something other than food. There are many, many issues attached to it.
Very true.
So when we say a mental pandemic,
Yep.
if we sit in this room, any one of us can right now freak out. Okay? Don't do it, huh?
Don't do it now. Yeah, that's true.
So, when we say a pandemic, that means all of us are susceptible.
Yeah.
In the year 2020, in Japan, more people committed suicide than the number of people who died of coronavirus. How's that?
Sad.
The similar numbers are happening elsewhere also, but not everywhere is it counted properly. We attribute it to so many reasons.
But why is it that we only able to take necessary steps if a crisis is right in front of us? Is it our arrogance? Because the science clearly tells us that our planet will be unable to function if we don't react and change now.
See, we must understand this whole problem started somewhere. In most countries, the first nitrogen additive like a fertilizer came somewhere in 1915 or so, all right? I think it's in Germany that it started, if I'm right. Am I correct?
I really don't know.
I think it's in Germany. So the first nitrogen additive came. When the first fertilizers came, most countries started using this somewhere between 45 to 60 years ago. It was like a magic. It's magic powder. You are growing crops at a certain level, you just throw these salts in the soil. In many places, the crops multiplied, the yield multiplied 3 times over. That is 300% rise in yield. So it was really magic.
And it's money.
It is just like you went to a doctor, you're quite healthy, but you went to a doctor and checked up, and he said, your iron is not good enough, your calcium is not good enough, your B12 is not good enough, something. He gave you 3 pills. You took it and next day you felt really nice. Then you thought, this is really smart. Instead of 3, if I take 30 of these pills,
every day.
I don't have to eat.
The whole year.
Yeah, I don't have to eat. Those 3 pills were just a bridge for you to cross a little bit of deficiency. So in a doctored way, if you take it, it's all right. But now you simply started spreading it blatantly. This is exactly what we have done with the soil. We are supposed to just add a little bit and boost our yields. Instead, we started using it. Animals went out of the farm, so there's no animal waste. Trees and other vegetation went out of the farm, so there is no organic content. So we must understand this. I'm particularly saying this because living in big cities, I planted myself in California for almost 25 days talking to a variety of people there. Every other day somebody will come up and say, Sadhguru, my friend has a new app. This can solve all these problems.
With the app.
Oh, see, with technology you may enhance application. That's what app means, all right? It's an application.
It's an application.
But the only way you can get organic content on this, let everybody get this properly, you can't get it from moon, you can't get it from Mars, you can't import it from another universe. The only way you can get it is from plant life and animal life. There is simply no other way. How to apply? We may be able to enhance with some technologies, but these are the only 2 sources.
So we could, like we in Berlin city, and we could go to urban spaces and plant. Is that an idea?
Bad idea.
Bad?
Yep, because urban spaces are not really the problem. Because 71% of the earth's land is occupied by agriculture.
Oh, very true.
Only 4.1 to 4.2% of the land is occupied by urban spaces on the planet. Okay? So here, you must reduce the paved surfaces, that will take care of a lot of things. But you don't have to grow corn in the middle of Berlin because that'll give you a false sense of a solution. It's not a solution. You go home and fix your garden, that's very cute of you,
but it's not a solution.
It's not a solution. It's good, we appreciate that. We appreciate the intent, but it's not a solution. Solution is only when it is instituted in the policy of every nation that if you own agricultural land, minimum 3 to 6% organic content should be there.
So we need to go and protest?
No, protest won't help.
What helps?
I'll come.
Okay.
See, right now…
Because I'm hungry now, I need to do this, I need to…
Right now…
get motivated.
In Berlin city, I'm not very familiar with the city, but I'm sure this is true with every city. See, if you go to the old part of the city, it'll be one way. If you go to the more recent parts of the city, it'll be different way. What will be the difference? See, if you have 10,000 square feet of land in the city, you can't build 10,000 square feet of building. They will let you build 6 or 7,000, whatever is the local law, and you need to allow some space for yourself and your neighbor, something. But if you go to the old part of the city, they would have built homes in such a way in almost every city where there is no concept of a window, only one door, in and out through the same door, because everybody built all over the place. Why this happened? Because there were no laws. That's what is happening with agricultural land right now. If you have 10 acres of land, you can plow every inch of it. In 10, 15 years, you can turn it into a desert. Nobody will even ask, why did you do this? I'm saying you need a law, initially with incentives for people to raise their organic content. Where is the organic content right now? What level is it? In United States, it's just over 1.3, 1.4% on an average. In northern part of Europe, it's close to 2%.
Free?
No,
Not
no,
even free?
No, 2%. 2% is not good for a temperate climate.
No.
Because in a temperate climate, the number of microbial life or the micro-life that is there in the soil is much less than the tropical nations. So in southern Europe, it's a shade over 1%, 1.1% like this. In India, which was at one time the most fertile land on the planet, really, because we have, in a handful of soil, we have 8 to 10 billion organisms. It is the richest organisms in the world, southern India especially. Today we have 0.5% organic content. It's on the verge of becoming a desert. And this is the same story across the world
And
at
this
different
is shocking.
levels.
It's shocking. Now I heard, okay, we have to put it in the law, but how can we as people…
So right now, everybody wants to get into action. Don't get into action because when you live in a democratic nation, there are two powerful things that you hold. That is, you have a vote. I won't enter that area, that's your vote. But you have a voice.
Yeah.
Your voice should rise right now, it's very, very important.
Okay.
We want to move 3 to 4 billion people across the world, which amounts to over 60% of the electorate. 5.26 billion people have franchise in their hands. If 3 to 4 billion people speak at least once, say, save soil, no government can ignore this, okay?
Habt ihr das gehört?
We are presenting a document for every nation. These documents have been made considering the latitudinal position and the soil type. We have identified 14 types of soil types, economic conditions of a given nation, and agricultural traditions. Why agricultural traditions is, you may have all the science that you want, but agricultural traditions will not change overnight. You have to take it into consideration always.
Always.
Taking this into account, for every nation, we have written a separate policy book.
Perfect.
For Europe, Northern Europe and Southern Europe, we've written different things.
Where do we find it? Where do we look? On your website?
The website also has.
Okay.
But the governments will get the copies, physical copies, and the soft copies also they will get.
Okay.
Agriculture ministries and environment ministries will get, because this is a technical kind of thing. It's not for people to read, it's not a novel.
Yeah.
I can write a novel on soil, but you know,
Yeah.
a storybook, but this is a very technical work. And if we don't pass these laws, there must be incentives for a farmer. If today, let's say, I am a farmer in Germany and 2% I have, if I make it 4%, I must be rewarded for this.
Yes.
Because soil is not our property, it is a legacy that's come to us from previous generations. We have to pass it on as a living soil for future generations. Right now, the soil that we are consuming is not even belonging to the children. It belongs to the unborn child. We're eating it up.
Very true. So
In my emotion, eating up the food that belongs to the unborn child is a crime against humanity.
Very true.
That's how I feel.
I think we all feel that, right? Foodie also? Yeah.
Denying an unborn child the possibility of life because we're living wantonly is definitely a crime against humanity. That's how I feel. But everybody seems to be comfortable. So what I'm seeing is, in the last 2 years, I've been traveling and meeting a whole lot of people. I'm talking about responsible people who hold positions in the governments and scientists and others. Everywhere I went, everybody knows what is the problem. Everybody generally knows what is the direction of the solution, even if they don't know the details, at least they know the direction. Then I realized the problem is just this. Everybody knows the problem, everybody knows the solution. It's just that they've been waiting for an idiot to bell the cat.
Oh,
here I am.
And I just wanted to say…
Here I am.
Can we have applause, please? Sadhguru, thank you so much. Let us make it happen. And it's really important to have the cat, as you call
I'm
it.
not the cat.
I know you're not, but you are giving us
bell in the cat.
the bell in the cat. Excuse me. It's really important that we have somebody who speaks up and whose heart is in it, because that's why you are
No, my
going
heart
to...
is not in it. Our hearts are made of the soil.
Oh, thank you. Our hearts are made of the soil, but you are representing the soil for me. So thank you so much. Somebody's waving because we are talking and we are really enjoying listening to you. So I don't want to cut you off. He's been waving. I was pretending not to see him, to be very honest. But yes, we are doing the Q&A. And you, if you have questions, wenn ihr Fragen habt, and I think our fellow Germans have questions. I bet you wrote them on yesterday already on your piece of paper. So ask.
I'm really scared of these blue lights.
You scared?
No, because usually this is a bed light, for people to sleep comfortably.
Is it blue, not red?
It's blue, all right?
No, I mean like to sleep, to make it warm and cozy. I thought that would have been red.
In most parts of the world, it's blue light, it's bed light.
Oh, see, I'm learning. I am learning. Hast du eine Frage? Nein? Wer hat eine Frage? Sehr, sehr gerne. Wir freuen uns. Die Möglichkeit haben wir doch nicht immer. Bekommen die ein Mikrofon? Schau mal. Einmal die Hand heben, bitte, dass wir euch sehen. Ach, hier, zur Linken. Schau mal, an der Bande. Überlegt euch was. Das ist die einmalige Chance heute.
Hi, just going to take my mask off for this question. Thank you so much to both of you for being here. Really was a pleasure to listening to you. I have a very specific question. So I'll see here, actually Sadhguru, here are a few students also among them. And those students are actually from the new school, a school which is in this building. And the interesting thing about the new school is it works completely different than the usual schools we know. And my question would be, it kind of seems like that we as humanity are just jumping from one crisis to another and just trying to solve more and more problems. What is it that our education system in the future could do to prevent starting new crises?
I think the education has to go out of the school. We need to create a society. Right now, society is a terrible distraction that takes not only youth, even little children into all kinds of deviations. We need to create a society, this may sound very utopian, but we need to create a society which naturally nurtures a human being. Right now we are afraid to let our children out in the society because what will happen to them? Why have we created a human society where a child is in danger, a woman is in danger, almost anybody who is vulnerable is in danger? Is the human society made of human beings or beasts? We moved from jungles to cities because we thought the animals were dangerous to us. But the cities have become far more dangerous than any jungle in the world. So, if we don't craft societies which are nurturing for a human being, if you let out a 5-year-old kid out on the street, there is no danger for him. Wherever he goes, he will find nurture. If we create that, human genius will unfold. Right now, sitting in the classroom, I barely went to school, but what I saw was, somebody comes, one teacher, anyway they're all talking something that doesn't mean a damn thing to themselves, and they're talking chemistry. Tong bell rings, somebody's talking literature. Tong bell rings, they're talking physics. Tong bell rings, they're talking mathematics. You can never learn anything worthwhile like this except for finding employment. Employment and enslavement come from the same source.
That's true.
Yes, when human beings are not creating what they want, they will only look for employment.
To survive.
Yes, so survival has become such a big issue. See, when an earthworm with a millionth of your brain can survive,
Yeah.
with such a big brain, why survival is such a big issue? Simply because we've got ourselves chained so badly that survival is a huge issue. Because if there are two plates of food, I will grab both even though I can eat only one. Hello?
Yeah.
We made a world like this. If there are two plates of food, okay, two of us here, let us eat this.
Let's share.
No, I will… not even share. You got your plate, I got my plate.
Oh, come on.
I'm saying, I don't even have to share my food. You have your food, I have my food. But no, I will grab that also because I just want to keep it. Even if I can eat only one plate, or I will eat both plates and become like this.
It's greed, it's…
It is not greed.
what is it? Because for me, that's greed.
It is survival gone crazy.
We can call it that, yeah.
It's survival, you don't know where your survival ends and where other aspects of life begin. If you address a human being properly, you will see one element of you, which is physical in nature, wants to survive. It has every right to survive. But if you look at human consciousness, it always wants to expand, it doesn't like any boundaries. Which one will you empower in a given society? Accordingly, human beings become.
Deine Frage beantwortet? He said yes, thank you. Oh, da, super, noch ein Arm, das freut mich.
So, hello, my name is Renee. So one question, isn't it all about teaching and learning awareness? Because I think we are not aware about whatever you told us. I've learned so much. And isn't it, teaching, like you mentioned, ecologics and everything is nice, but isn't it all about awareness?
See, right now, are you awake? I'm just asking, because of blue light, I'm just confirming.
No.
Are you awake?
Absolutely.
I'll ask one more question, more fundamental. Are you alive? Yes. Say yes, come on.
Yes, I'm alive.
Yes. It's very important to assert this to yourself because most of the time you're living in your psychological space. Your psychological space today, technologies are coming, they're calling it by various names. I don't want to name it because some companies are named after it. Technologies are coming up, like whatever is happening in your mind in terms of psychological stuff, you may be running whatever kind of dreamy situations. Those dreamy situations, the technologies can create much more colorful than how it may be happening within you. So I'm saying what's happening in your psychological space is your psychological drama. Your drama, you can conduct it whichever way you want. But the important thing is to experience life, because this is the only thing you really have. Everything else is just imagination. The only thing that you really have is life. See, if you take life out of somebody, if life has left somebody, there's a dead man lying here. You show him very gourmet food. You showed him the biggest diamond in the world. You show him the most beautiful woman in the world. You show him, talk to him sweetest things. Why? Because once life is gone, all the nonsense means nothing. So you're mistaking the frills for the skirt. You're mistaking accessories for the real thing. So everything else is just an accessory. Why are you adding accessories? To enhance life, isn't it? No, instead of enhancing life, you're being burdened by the accessories, heavily burdened by the accessories. They're taking away your life, adding accessories and accessories. Everything is accessory. What you eat, what you wear, your relationships, your life, your family, your home, everything is an accessory to enhance this life, isn't it? Hello? You're not liking it. You're not liking it. It's okay. Whether you like it or not, you dwell upon it and see, because the only real thing that you have is life. But that never comes into most people's experience. In most people's experience, their own thought and emotion just goes on. Why is it so? It's like this. This solar system itself is a tiny speck in the cosmos. And in this tiny speck of a solar system, planet Earth is a micro speck. In that micro speck, Berlin is a super micro speck. In that super micro speck, you are a big man. This is a serious problem. It's a very serious problem of loss of perspective. This is simply happening because you're not walking on this planet. You're just walking in your own metaverse.
It's crazy.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's crazy, but you're not even able to run your madness the way you want it. Can I tell a joke?
Tell the truth. A joke?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm scared.
On a certain day, there was a lady who went to sleep. In her sleep, she had a dream. In her dream, a hunk of a man was standing there and staring at her. Then he started coming closer and closer and closer. He came so close she could even feel his breath, and she trembled, not in fear. And then she asked, "What will you do to me?" The man said, "Well, lady, it's your dream."
I get that one.
You got
I like that one
Yeah.
more than the one before.
Because what's happening in your mind is your dream. If you cannot even conduct that the way you want and switch it off when you want, if you can't do that, then you know nothing about life. Because you know nothing about life, everything that you do, you will goof. When I say everything that you will do, you will goof, I'm telling you, you being socially competent and socially successful is not about life skills. This is just an arrangement. Beyond this arrangement, life won't happen for most people. Yes? Okay, we made the arrangements, for what? So that life enhances. But right now it's all become so oppressive, our arrangements, that anything but life will happen. Where everything there's a pretentious way of doing things.
Yeah.
The problem is just this, your psychological reality has become larger than your existential reality. That's not the way to address life. So, when we say awareness, we must understand you're already aware. That's why you can even hear what I'm saying. Suppose you dozed off because of the blue light, not because of what I'm saying, all right? You went like this. First thing that disappears is me. Next thing is she will also disappear.
No.
Everybody else, if you go a little more, everybody else will disappear. If you go totally, even you will disappear. Yes or no? So if there is no awareness, you don't exist. What you call as aliveness is awareness. Question is only, how aware are you? It's like a light bulb. Let's say there's a small light bulb just lighting up this much.
Okay.
Now, only this much exists for me because it lights up only this much. Then we increase the voltage, it lighted up this much. Oh, I see 4 people here. It lit up a little more. I saw 10 people here. If it brightly lit up the whole place, then you see a whole new world out there. So awareness is like this. People are running at different voltages. Why their voltage is low? Because most of it is expended in creating their own world. All these people are not on this planet, they're all living in their own. So this is why soil is the way it is, because they're all living high-heel life. No, I'm not talking about ladies' fashion. I'm not talking about that. I mean to say removed from the ground. I was not commenting about your shoes.
No. I really love them, so it doesn't matter. This is my existence, it's my…
Yeah, what about
my
mine?
shoes. I'm not commenting on your shoes. Do we have some more questions? Oh, yes! Please ask. I can give you mine, because I'm right next to you.
Thank you so much. I take off the mask for a little while. I have a question to the audience first, because like the question came to my mind. People live in big cities. They forgot to connect. And when was the last time you walked on the soil, like on a barefoot? Like when was the last time you connected to nature? You know, when you. That's nice.
No.
That's also nice.
No, everything that you touch is actually made of soil. Even your phone, which you're always in touch with, you're caressing it all the time, it is made of the same soil. So, see, it's wonderful if you can do that, whatever you asked. As I said, it's really wonderful if you can go fix your garden, but it's not a solution. You walk barefoot is not a solution. Right now, the solution has to be on a global scale, because when it comes to soil and ecology, your national boundaries mean nothing. National boundaries are made up in our minds.
Need to take my check my
Hey,
problem.
see,
Is
it's
that a
on the
problem?
phone, the answer is on the
Soil.
phone.
No, just it's more about when I'm thinking of that we are naturally connected, and we are naturally actually the answers are usually in us, and there are the different problems as well, environmental problems, the air, the soil, and how can we create a move like a very big move all around the world in terms of to solve these problems, you know? And can individuals also help? As an individual, what can people do? And if the governments can do it, why we have all these UN meetings? Like things are taking long time. Like, you know, how can we make it, you know, the progress fast? You know?
Thank you.
See, there are many forces operating in the world. Just now, I was in London and Lord Billy Moria was sharing on our stage, saying that he was at the COP26 in Glasgow. He said, I was there for a week and a half and I addressed over 30 gatherings, but I did not hear the word soil. Why is it? Your young people must research and see why is it. Why is it when the whole world is assembled to fix climate change and global warming as a problem, when 40% of the global warming is because of bare and ripped open soils? They don't utter the word soil. Why is it? You young people should find out. I will not say it because I will become political by saying it. You find out. Please find out. You must find out if you're interested in the future of your life. Because in 25 years, we are coming to a place where food shortages will not keep our lives in any semblance of normality. I am not a doomsday speaker, all right, I am not a doomsayer, I am looking at a solution. If we act now, there is a solution, because on an average, according to UNFAO, the loss of biodiversity is approximately 27,000 species per year. You heard it right, 27,000 species, not organisms, per year. At this rate, in another 25 to 40 years' time, we will reach a place we cannot regenerate the soil. That's where we are.
That's shocking and crazy at the same time, but also, I guess, this
Right
is
now,
something from
excuse me,
humankind.
Let me just say one thing. This week, European Union was supposed to, announce a law for doing regenerative farming in European Union. This week it was supposed to happen. But because of Ukrainian issue, they are postponing it by 2 years.
Oh, wow.
So I'm saying every time there is always a distraction. Tell me when 2 years have passed in this goddamn world without a war? Hello?
Never. We have wars everywhere.
Yes. 2 years. At the end of 2 years there'll be another war somewhere, because it's been happening all the time, unfortunately. So we postpone a vital action because of this. This is where young people can come in, because today all of you are carrying a weapon. I'm using the word weapon, I don't like it, but I'm using it because what you're carrying in your hands as a phone is not for sending silly messages to each other. This is a powerful instrument. If you use it right, you can move the world.
You can connect, you can talk to each other, you can
move
talk
the
about
world.
soil and move the world.
You can move the world because this is the first time you can sit here and talk to the world. Never before this was possible. Many great beings have come, when they spoke, hardly 10 people heard. This is the first time. It doesn't matter who you are, If you are focused on it, one person can do tremendous things. This many young people who are tech savvy, well, you can move the world.
Great.
Please make that happen, otherwise in 20 years we'll be a very regretful generation.
Thank you. Oh, there's so many hands, so many hands. You can choose.
They just woke up, they just woke up.
Hi,
Just woke up.
hi, I'm here.
You guys are here.
My name is
Totally.
Nicholas, and I'm not from Germany. I'm from another country, and I have a question. My country right now have in look like white list. I think you understand about which country I'm talking. And watch the first point, what we need to do to be the good and creating green country like we want some safe soil and to be a lot of nature of natural like trees, like a good creating good country from about it. And
Did you get the question?
Sort of, I
Roundabout?
think. What can we do in a given country?
mhm.
Say, the country that you're talking about, the population and people ratio is extremely good. Human footprint is very minimal. I'm saying this because, see, everybody is busy. It's romantic to talk about rainforests. It's even more romantic to talk about oceans. I'm not saying these are not issues, these are significant issues too. But neither the ocean is populated by human beings, nor is a rainforest populated, at least you must keep out of it. But agricultural land is that land where a human hand is daily tending to this land. Men and women of this world are tending to the agricultural land on a daily basis, and that is in the most horrible condition. Where we're tending to something, it should have been in the best condition.
Should be beautiful.
But unfortunately, where we are tending is in the worst possible condition. So when it comes to soil, when it comes to ecology, don't think in terms of nations. First of all, see, we found every kind of means to divide humanity. Nationality, race, religion, caste, creed, gender, this, that, football club. All right? Two football clubs may wage a war, you never know.
You never know.
If you equip them with weaponry, they will wage a war, all right? We've found every way, we are always looking, okay, what can differentiate us? With what can we smash each other's faces? We are always looking. Soil is a unifying force. We are all from the same soil, we live off the same soil, we go back to the same soil. So it doesn't matter which country you come from, still you can enhance the message. Right now, it's not for you to roll up your hands and go fix the soil, it's not going to help. It is time for you to roll up your hands and enhance the message. All I want is, already 3 days are gone, 97 days, just talk soil, make the world talk about soil. I shouldn't be telling you this,
But you are, and we love it.
no, there is something more. I shouldn't be revealing this right now, but I'm
Why?
telling because you're a Jamaican, I will tell you.
Yes.
If they overhear what to do. The CARICOM countries or the CARICOM nations, which is the Caribbean group of nations, 6 nations have already signed up for Safe Soil Movement as a policy. They've signed an MOU with us. Another 8 nations are in the pipeline, they're doing it. We've all received confirmation letters from them, we have to go there. They're using me as a… They said, you must come here because they want me there.
What was it, Bell and the Cat? Cat and the Bell?
They're
like
belled already, but they want to be personally tied.
Of course.
So, we will be going there sometime in July. And now the Commonwealth, the Office of the Commonwealth has showed its intent and they've given us a declaration saying that they will be going for it. This is 54 nations, okay, in the world. These 54 nations account for 2.5 billion population on the planet. Most water-stressed nations are in the Commonwealth.
Yeah.
So why am I talking about water? Because nearly 72 to 76% of water on the planet is mainly used for agriculture.
Yeah.
And if you enhance the organic content in the agricultural soil, let us say to 8 to 10%, you could grow the same crops with 30% of irrigation than what you're doing right now. If you're using 100 liters, you can bring it down to 30 liters and still do the same crop. How is this possible? Is this some magic? No, what the plant needs is humidity in the soil, because when there is humidity and cover, then the microorganisms multiply at a tremendous pace, and that is what is the fertility of the soil is. And if you go into your forest, even in Germany you can try, you have your black forest or whatever.
Oh, we have more than that.
White also?
White forest,
White is
green
not good.
forest, everything.
Black forest is
Yes.
good. Okay. So if you go there, you don't need any implement with your fingers. If you dig 3 to 4 inches, you will see it'll be damp in any season. This means water is held there.
Yeah.
If organic content is good in the soil, water is capable of the soil is capable of holding 800% more water than all the rivers on the planet put together. That's the capacity of the soil. But that capacity has been hugely lowered due to lack of organic content. So if you raise the organic content to 12 to 15%, you can bring down the irrigation requirement to 10 to 15% of what is needed right now. 100 liters would become 15 liters. So for water-stressed nations, right now 2 billion people are water-stressed on the planet. It's expected by 2032, 3.5 billion people will be water-stressed. That means daily drinking water will be a question mark in their lives, okay?
And food, huh?
Of course, but water is… see, it's like this, if you don't eat food for 8 days, you could die, 8 to 12 days, you could die. If you don't drink water for 3 to 5 days, you will die. If you don't breathe for 5 minutes, you will die. So air, water, soil. So do not worry about which nation you are, because these are all in our heads. This is not in the life that we are.
Yeah.
Life that we are doesn't speak nationality. It is just your brains have been hijacked by nationality, religion, race, nonsensical stuff. If we had made nations for the sake of development and well-being of humanity, fine. If we have made nations to fight with each other, I think we can do without nations sometime in future. In a way, Europe has taken a forward step. After World War II, whoever believed that these European nations can come together, but you formed a EU, I bow down to that one effort, because it's not a small thing.
No.
It's not a small thing when still the same generation is still alive, dropping that bitterness and coming together as one force, at least at the economic level, is a fantastic step. It is really to be lauded. Similar things need to happen, but the problem is right now the way we are piling up arms and ammunition. Suppose if European nations came together and Asian nations… because already it's happened, all right? Asian nations came together, Americas came together, then we may have continental wars instead of national wars, which may become far more disastrous. So one important thing, the young people, by the time you become leaders in this country or in this world, at least these… and I'm going off the thing, this is not in the agenda, soil is a must right now, but future for you, the thing may be that… see, right now they're not going to give up their guns and bombs and stuff, and they're calling them smart bombs. How can a bomb be smart? Huh? So dumbest thing you can do is throw a bomb on a group of people. But it is a smart bomb. Proudly people announce, we can shoot a bomb from the airplane which is nearly 2 miles up in the air through your window. This is the advertisement.
This is smart.
At least the future generation should work for this. New technology should not go into military. Right now, all cutting-edge technology goes into military. At least let's use the dumb bombs as a representation of our own dumbness.
Thank you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for all the questions. Dankeschön, dass ihr
There is a
gefragt
soil
habt.
anthem
Yeah.
where you will be challenged.
Oh, yes.
Nikita will be
And
challenged.
are you ready? Are you
I'm
warm?
ready, you're the one.
Okay. And we will listen to the song. Will you explain what it is?
It'll explain itself.
It will explain itself. So let's listen to the song, our anthem.
La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. This very body is soil. My body, your body, everybody is just soil body. Magic of soil is it turns death into life. Depleted soils will not quench the fire of hunger. Unquenched hunger can burn the very world. This is a generational responsibility. Save soil. Let's make it happen.
Beautiful. Did I tell you Germany can clap? Did I tell you Germany can clap? Because I told them you guys can clap.
But they didn't dance.
No, they didn't dance, but they were concentrated.
Okay.
We have to let them off. Warum wir auch wollten, dass ihr klatscht, ist natürlich auch, dass ihr was fühlt. Es geht ja um Awareness, gell? Und auch dieses Charme manchmal zu verlieren und einfach Spaß zu haben und zu leben.
97 days, chuk chuk chuk.
97 days,
In
we
German.
took soil.
Yep.
Ja, das haben Sie verstanden. Habt ihr das verstanden? Ich hoffe, ihr hattet einen wunderschönen Tag. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.